Every second, the equivalent of one garbage truck of textiles is landfilled or burned. The fashion industry is usually the villain of this story. It is built on speed, on the idea that we brought last month is already obsolete today. But amidst this noise, one Japanese giant is trying to rewrite the script.
But can a company that sells a million numbers of shirts a year can actually be sustainable? So today, we are here at UNIQLO for the initiative SDG 12, Sustainable Consumptions. So we are here today not only just looking how they do, we also try to find out how they sell the idea of sustainability to the world. So because at the end of the day, we will try to find out saving a planet means very different in Tokyo than it does here in Kuala Lumpur.
To understand UNIQLO's strategy, we first have to understand the massive tension they operate under. In global marketing, we call this the battle between standardization and adaptation. Look at this heat-tech shirt. It is standardized. The fabric, the cut, the quality, it is identical whether you buy it from Ginza or Sunway Pyramid. So this standardization actually allows UNIQLO to achieve economy of scales, keeping the prices low. But sustainability, UNIQLO cannot standardize that. This is where the challenge begins. Sustainability isn't a product you wear, it's a behavior that we practice. And behaviors are deeply embedded in local culture and also it depends on infrastructure. So what will work in a country with high-tech incinerator doesn't work in a country where recycling culture is still developing.
So UNIQLO serves as our case study. So we are analyzing their movement away from an ethnocentric mindset where they think the Japanese way is the best towards a geocentric orientations. So they are trying to figure out how to keep the goal global but make the execution local. So the box right here, so this is the mechanism. So this is called RE.UNIQLO box. This is their circular economy initiative. So the idea, the logic here is they want to transform sustainability from an back-end operations concerns into a front-stage consumer interaction. So they need you to bring back the clothes to the store.
From a strategy perspective, this is an example of product extension and communications adaptations. The product is this physical box, and it is extended globally. It's in every store. But a communication, the story they tell to get with us to use it, adapt completely depending on where you are. Let's look at the home market, Japan. In Japan, society runs on precision. Waste sorting is a cultural universal, and it is a discipline everyone learns from the childhood. So how does UNIQLO sell the SDG 12, responsible consumptions? They sell it as an innovation. They talk about fleece-to-fleece technology, in which they show the diagrams of chemical recycling on how an old jacket is melted down to become a new one. They appeal to the Japanese love of functional efficiency, and it's not just doing good, it's a systematic optimization. Now, contrast with the host market in Malaysia, we don't have those chemical recycling plants yet. If UNIQLO talk about molecular regeneration here, it wouldn't connect and it wouldn't work here. So they have adapted the narrative. In Malaysia, they frame SDG 12, responsible consumption, as social contributions. So the story isn't about the science, it's about the heart. It's about sedekah, which means charity. And this is found they partner with UNHCR to donate these clothes to refugee one. And they understand that Malaysian consumers are more responsive to community-oriented narratives rather than abstract environmentalism.
But we have to ask a hard question. Is it really working? So in terms of brand equity, yes, the answer is yes. But positioning LifeWear as a made-to-last, UNIQLO differentiates itself from disposable reputation of competitor like H&M. When you are buy here, you feel a sense of guilt-free purchase consumption. You feel functional, not wasteful.
However, the strategy faces what we call restraining forces. Especially here in Malaysia, the barrier isn't about awareness, the barrier is actually friction. Think about it. To use this bus, you have to wash your old clothes, fold them, drive to the mall, find parking, and walk into the store. And that is a lot of effort compared to just throwing it in the bin at home. So the diffusion of this sustainable behavior is slow because the complexity is high. There is also an infrastructure risk because UNIQLO Malaysia relies mostly on NGOs and donations, and they will lose control on the supply chain side. So in Japan, they control the recycling loop. But here in Malaysia, once the clothes leave the store for donation, UNIQLO can't guarantee they won't end up with a landfill or burn eventually. And that is the limits of global integrations. So, how do we fix this? If the problem is that recycling is too much effort, so we need to increase the rewards. So my first recommendation is gamifications. So we all know that the diffusion of innovation theory that people adopt new habits faster if there is a relative advantage. So right now, I get nothing for recycling. But imagine if I scan the QR code on this box and got immediate equal points in my app, 50 points for every kilo. Suddenly, you convert a passive value into an active economic habits. So my second recommendation is the hyper-localizations. So if students won't go to the store, bring the store to the students. UNIQLO should launch something similar to a mobile repair pop-ups at universities or suburbs. So don't just sell the clothes, we fix them on site. And this will reduces the friction of travel and makes sustainability compatible with student lifestyle. So UNIQLO provide us with a fascinating lessons as they show us that the international marketing isn't about just selling the same shirt in 20 different countries. And it is about understanding the invisible lines that separate us, our infrastructure, our culture, our values.
So to truly champion responsible consumptions, a brand cannot just be global. So it has to be local. So it has to speak the same language of the engineer in Tokyo and the humanitarianism in Kuala Lumpur. So fashion does not have to be the enemy, but it does have to be the change.